apologize. I don't think you can hear me. Hello, my darlings. Hello, and welcome to another Banksy Star live show. I believe you were probably not able to hear me just a second ago. Let me do it. Oh yes, okay. I can definitely hear that. So thank you for joining me, Babs. Hello, Babs for UK. Roman, hello, and Mr. Mossad. Mr. Mossad says no sound, but I believe you have sound now, Mr. Mossad, right? Guys, give me a little yes, I have sound or some kind of one. If I have sound, I am mod again. You were mod before. Hello, G. So yeah, guys and girls, I do apologize. I'm reading the chat way too much. I should be paying more attention to what I want to do and what I want to say. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is true. You guys remember this? Only a few weeks ago, about almost a month or 2 months ago, to the day almost, Mr. Donald J. Trump was attempted upon. His life was attempted upon, and they did try to do it again. The deep state is in, boys and girls. The deep state does not want this man to be president. They really don't. And they are going for it. They are putting all their assets at work. I mean, I think I can imagine there are telephone calls being rang right now, and certain keywords are being said into certain Manchurian candidates' ears in order to activate them. And this is something from like John Wick's, when there was a contract put out on John after John Wick's 2, when he conducted business on the Continental. It almost feels like, it feels like some sort of John Wick's 2 type of an ending, where all the contractors are out to get him. It's crazy. It's crazy. They really don't want this man to be president. And they will try again. And I'm sure they will try again. That's right, Babs. Hello, Charlie, the new UG. Good to see you, sir. Except we're looking at Banksy. Sorry, what? Sound and vision. Like David Bowie. Thank you. Sorry, guys. The actual pop out. I gotta pop this thing out, bring it closer. It's like really at a distance, and my old eyes are no longer as sharp as they used to be. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So let's just get right into it. I've got a little thing I want to share from Fox News. Let's just go right in, huh? Balls deep, boys and girls. Balls deep. Let's see. Let me know if you can hear this. I hope you can. Certainly hope you can. But let's see. Audio share tab. Yep. Okay. Let's go. Let's do this.
The big weekend show begins with a Fox News alert, a second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump.
1:30 this afternoon, call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service. In the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro. The Secret Service agent that was on the course did a fantastic job. What they do is they have an agent that jumps one hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off.
Tonight, former President Trump is safe and well after being targeted while golfing at the Trump International Golf Club.
Okay, I think that was enough, really. It sort of painted the picture. Now, what happened was someone did actually manage to see the shooter who dumped his gun and bags or whatever, and actually went on, jumped into a car, drove away. But someone actually took a photo of the car. They managed to stop the driver down the road. The police managed to catch him and actually have arrested a suspect. Now, we don't know who this suspect is. At least that was up until the last time I checked on this news. So it could be, there you go. There's an image of the AK-47 apparently, and the bags and stuff that he just left on the scene. He fled. They have captured him. I'll be perfectly honest with you. There are lots of suspicions where this man may be Epsteined, if you know what I mean. He may be very well Epsteined. But for now, yep, this is obviously Fox showing the previous attempt on Donald Trump, which was thankfully foiled. But yeah, so this is where we're at, boys and girls. This is where we're at. That's the one. I want a big me and just have that playing in the side. They actually, there's an interview with Sean Hannity, and Sean Hannity, who's a corporate shill. I'll be honest, I don't really like him. But he was talking. He says, he's quite close with the president. He was talking to them. He was talking to his family, Don Jr., etc. Although Donald Trump, and this is what Sean Hannity was saying, although Donald Trump will shrug this off as a fight, because we all know that's what Mr. Trump is all about, fight. But nevertheless, this definitely must shake himself and his family. I mean, in private, I'm sure that this very much unnerves you. I mean, he is not even the president yet. He's just the candidate. And they are so desperate to not have this man as president that they're trying to take him out now. God knows. I mean, when he's the president, he has to walk around like the Pope in that Pope mobile. He has to go around the public with the Pope mobile. He can't be out in public amongst people anymore. It's just way too dangerous. I don't even know how he's going to be able to carry on campaigning at this stage with the second attempt on his life. It's incredible. It's incredible. You notice, though, no one cares about popping a shot at Biden or Kamala, because no one cares about those people. No one cares, because they are the perfect corporate shill, and they definitely want Kamala in. I mean, she would never get elected fairly, so they're just going to inaugurate her. They're going to crown Kamala president, because I think that's about the only way this woman will ever make it. She is horrifically unlikable. Nobody likes her. Nobody likes her record as a prosecutor, and just generally a nasty person, as Trump would say. Just a nasty person. So yeah, that's my take on that initial story. Let's all hope. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm beginning to believe in God at this point. I'm starting to look sideways, because this man's getting bullets ricocheted off him left, right, and center. He looks like some kind of like Thor or some sort of Marvel superhero with bullets just flying around him. It's like the Matrix. He is the one. He should change his name to Donald the Neo Trump. He really is the one. Chaotic. Exactly. Thank you, Chaotic. Chaotic Truth just had his show, which was wonderful. And unfortunately, I was still in a talkative state, Chaotic, so I had to carry on and just sort of push that one forward. I know you had a long day and you had other things that you had to do, but thank you again. This is guys. I just want to say to Chaotic Truth, thank you. Thank you for all you do, sir. Thank you. We much appreciate your efforts in bringing us entertainment, good value entertainment. Okay, less of that. But what was I going to say? Yeah. As far as this situation is concerned, now I know it seems Ghost Speakers Corner wants to come online. Do you want the link? Do people actually want the link? Do you guys want to do a panel show on this? Because I really wasn't planning on a panel show. What time is it? It's 8:45 UK time. Maybe we can do a panel show. Okay, I'll throw you a bone. Let's see what you have to say, Ghost. But Ghost, I'll be honest with you. I'm not fancying a panel, so if you do come on and you in any way, shape, or form piss me off, I will immediately terminate your stay. But give it a shot. See how you feel. As far as my situation is, I said what I was saying was, yeah, I feel like this man is being preserved by Jesus. The hand of Jesus is upon this man. Hand of Jesus, because This man is avoiding bullets like, as I said, like Neo. Okay, let's see. Let's see what you have to say. Okay, Ghost, is that you?
Man.
Big up to yourself, sir.
Yes, man. Wagwan.
Wagwan. What do you think, my man? What do you think? What's the situation with old Trump here?
Well, I think Trump is just a rich chav. Yeah, he's just a council estate man that's got rich. So that's my.
Sorry, are you talking about Donald Trump here?
Yeah, I think Donald Trump is just a rich chav.
Council state guy that became rich.
I think he's a rich chav. If you know what that means.
He's a rich. Sorry, you broke up.
Rich chav.
Oh, a rich chav. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess in an American sense, they would call him a redneck, I guess, or a trailer park, a rich trailer park trash.
Yeah.
But I mean, apart from his personality, what I'm actually interested in discussing is this assassination attempt and the fact that it seems that they are coming for him hard. I mean, if he was such a loser, such a useless person to become president and would be ineffective, then they wouldn't care this much, would they, about him becoming president?
Yeah, but who's attacking him? Is it somebody attacking him, or is he doing it for brownie points?
What do you mean he's doing it for brownie points? They are trying to assassinate him, sir. They are literally trying to kill him.
All right, Banksy, if somebody was really trying to kill him, they would have done it. Professionals don't fail twice.
Well, the thing is that it could be that this is precisely what it is that they are attempting. Is they've got these, like, what we call Manchurian candidates, in which they activate these Manchurian candidates. They're not necessarily professional assassins.
Was that in public?
I think you're watching way too much James Bond and I don't know, Mission Impossible movies. It's not that these people. This isn't Leon.
The way I see it is like it's an inside job to just miss. You know, people have trained to shoot the ear or skim the tires.
Really?
So I think.
So you actually think that the gunman was so good that he, in fact, just nipped his ear, which was his actual target, not actually trying to kill him. So he didn't actually miss by a few millimeters or inches. In fact, that was the target. The ear was the target. That's how good this guy was.
So do you think a professional could be that good?
Well, I honestly don't know with a moving target like that. I'm not a military sniper, but I would say that
think a professional sniper can't be that good.
To nick a man's ear. I don't know. I mean, maybe John Wick, maybe Ethan Hunt, maybe the Scar, what is it called, the Black Widow. I'm not entirely sure, or Hawkeye. I mean, I don't know if these people are Robin Hood. I actually think that.
How would you think a professional sniper can be?
So you're saying, as I said, this is your claim.
No, I'm not
clarifying.
saying it. I'm asking you the question.
I don't think so. No, I don't think any sniper. I don't think there's a living human being on this planet that could nick a man's ear with a bullet whilst he's moving around and gyrating and talking.
So you don't.
The chances are him killing him are actually more.
A professional that might be in the trade for 20, 30 years cannot hit a moving target.
To actually purposefully miss the ear, like nick the ear.
The hitting target with your heart.
Dude,
I couldn't hit it.
I honestly don't think. I mean, the thing is, you have to now show me that there are actually people capable of these things. A moving target.
No, I'm just asking the question. I never said.
Well, I mean, my answer is no.
So you don't think a professional for 20, 30 years can hit a moving heart?
No, unless you can show me, unless you can give me better evidence. I don't think they can. If you want my opinion, my ill-educated opinion about this very specific, subject, which is probably, left to much more experienced people from like the CIA, SAS, I don't know, military snipers. I don't think there is a human being on this planet that could nick your ear, like just clip your ear with a bullet after firing 4 other bullets which killed other people. If this person was so good, you see, you got to recognize if this person was so good, he would have missed other people as well. But he killed other people, he injured other people because he missed Trump. Maybe or was the whole plan to kill these other people to make it look like he wasn't so good?
That's what I'm saying, Banksy. That's what I'm saying. You're questioning that. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, the conspiracies will never end. Will never end.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe I'm saying that it was to make sure that you don't kill the man who missing, but hit it close enough, and then everything else is collateral damage.
Okay. Let's go with your conspiracy of that this was a plot in order to miss him and raise his popularity, because he's been, the assassination attempt did raise his popularity quite a lot. Actually, he had a big momentum. So for that reason, okay. If someone did that to try to get Donald Trump elected, so this is actually trying to get him elected. Who is actually behind this?
Wouldn't it be Trump?
The who?
Trump.
Oh, Donald Trump himself. His campaign or himself or someone from his campaign hired a person to narrowly miss Donald Trump's ear.
I'm just throwing it out there, Banksy, man. We're just.
Do you believe there were actual bullets that hit him, or an actual bullet was fired towards him? Do you believe at least that? Because there is literally a picture of the bullet. You've seen that.
So what?
No. But what I mean is that if I'm running a political campaign, and my strategy for getting you popular is to have a man shoot at your head.
No, but what if it's a man? What if it's a man, Banksy, that you've seen a million times?
What I'm just saying is...
What if it's a man? Banksy, calm down, man. You're getting carried away. You don't even let me make my point. What if it's a man that you've seen so many times that is hit like a pin through like haystack?
Hello, Miss Babs. How are you, madam?
Hi.
This is Babs.
Babs, the white supremacist. Babs, white supremacist. White is right. Babs, I played the recording of Babs yesterday saying white is right.
Babs is always right. I don't care who's talking. Babs is always right.
She played the white supremacist when she made the quote saying white is right. So basically, if you're white, you're right.
White is if it ain't white, it ain't right.
There you go, white supremacy. So do you agree with that, Babs? You agree with that?
Honestly, you ever heard of
Do you agree with that, Babs?
Stupid, yeah. So
do you agree with that, Babs?
As Trump
do you agree with that, Babs? Do you agree with that, Babs?
His own assassination.
Hold on. Let Babs have a moment. Go on, Babs.
Yeah.
No, but she's not even. She just said. She just agreed with the
Dude, you had your time. Come on, Babs.
No, I didn't, because Babs made a statement. I just want to ask her, did she agree with what I played yesterday? That she said white is right.
Okay, Babs, would you directly answer that question, and then you can go ahead and carry on talking.
What? When did I say white is right?
Do you want me to play again here?
Apparently you're recorded.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
All right. So Banksy, as she requested it, I think it's just fair.
She's denying it. You're saying that you have evidence contrary. So once you bring the evidence, then we'll carry on. But for now, whilst you find your evidence.
All right. While I find
could you let Babs?
Of her claiming white supremacy.
That's it. Mute yourself and let Babs have a moment. Good man. Good man. Okay.
This man is a fool.
Go ahead.
So he wants us to believe that Trump set up his own assassination.
Yes, that right there. If you see that, he apparently as part of his hold on, as part of Trump's presidential campaign, someone in the room said, "Mr. Trump, you know how we can get you really popular? I've got my cousin Jim He's a real good shooter, sir. And he'll just miss your ear. No, sorry, he'll just miss your head and just nick your ear with 4 bullets. And Trump went, yeah, let's do that.
That sounds like a great idea. Don't worry, Daddy King. There's no guarantee that this man is such a fool. Honestly, I've never heard of anything. Frankly,
so go on.
My friends and I were talking earlier this year about Trump, and I said, I bet you any money they try to take him out. And then after the first
Bob had information.
Hold on. Ghost. I thought you were going to find the evidence. Ghost, I thought you were going to find the evidence.
Yeah, because he hasn't got it.
Go find the evidence. Give a couple of minutes to Babs, uninterrupted.
I'm just going through it. But Bob said that she had some sort of incline that Trump is going to take her out. Bob, where did you get that information from? Are you involved?
I didn't get it from any information. It's obvious that they were going to try to take him out.
Why is it obvious?
They are really scared.
They're literally calling him Hitler. Exactly. They're literally calling him Hitler.
So Bob, do you support Hitler?
But Donald Trump is not Hitler.
Yeah, but if they're calling him Hitler, and Bob,
and because of that, they're building up this massive scare campaign that if he gets elected, Hitler is going to be elected.
No, I don't think so.
So you're saying okay, hold on. Let me give a rundown here. Ghost, you're saying that it is less plausible that the Democrats and the mainstream media built up this hate campaign around Trump, calling him Hitler, in order to provoke a emotional reaction from possibly some crazed individual out there. Because they feel he is actual Hitler, they're going to kill him. That is not the correct answer. But the correct answer is that the Donald Trump presidential campaign thought it would be a real good numbers booster for Trump's campaign to have a man shoot at him and just hit his ear.
No, that's incorrect, Banksy. That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what you're saying.
That's what you said, guys.
No. Okay. Let's give him a chance. Correct yourself. Correct where I went wrong.
I know you're old. Yeah. So first of all, what I'm saying is that the Democrats did not call for his assassination. Whether it's a lone wolf on theory of the Democrats is a different thing. That's something that a lone person takes upon himself and decides to do. I'm not advocating for that. I'm saying it's not a plan of the Democrats to have him assassinated.
Okay, no. You see, you're completely misunderstanding what I'm saying to you. What I'm trying. Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me try again. I'm saying that there are two scenarios, two options. One.
Why is there only two options?
Because these are the two options that are before us right now. These are the two options. One of the options.
Maybe there's three.
No. You presented.
Oh my God,
look.
This guy is sick.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me make my presentation and you'll see. The reason I'm saying there are two options is because you made one proposal, I made another proposal, and now out of these two proposals, one which is yours saying that Donald Trump paid a sniper to shoot his ear, and my proposal is that the Democratic Party demonized Trump so much that a crazed individual would then feel necessary to take action upon those fear tactics and those essentially slurs that they threw at Trump, calling him Hitler all the time. Out of these two proposals, Donald Trump paying a sniper to shoot his ear, the Democratic Party creating so much fear around Trump that he was forced, that some crazed person felt that they have to kill him. Which of these two sound more plausible, sound more realistic? Go ahead, unmute yourself, my good sir.
First of all, I never argued the point that it might be a lone wolf. I never made that. I said it wouldn't be from a political party, assassins from them. So that was my first point. My second point was like it was more plausible for him to have a political campaign where somebody attempted, in inverted commas,
Exactly.
to kill him.
So he paid, essentially his campaign paid a sniper to shoot his ear, which is what I said. That is what you're saying.
That's the fact. I never said
No.
that's fact.
I'm saying you're saying that is more plausible. That is a more realistic option to a crazed madman who has been motivated by the rhetoric of the Democrats to want to assassinate Trump for real, not just shoot his ear, for real, try to assassinate him. In fact, 2 individuals trying to assassinate him. Those 2 are not realistic. My answer is not realistic, but yours is more realistic.
I'm saying, yeah, you're probably right. That's probably more realistic, but I'm saying that it won't be from the Democrats. If it's a lone wolf, then I can't really put a target on that or estimate that how that can be plausible. But if it's from the opposition party, I don't think that's going to happen. I think if it was from the opposition party, it would be dead by now.
No. That's not the opposition party. The point isn't the opposition party simply demonized Trump. But
so
someone.
Isn't that what Tommy Robinson does against Muslims?
I knew he would take long to bring in.
Well, you're saying that.
Sure, man.
No, but the thing is,
I'm talking to. No, but isn't that what Tommy does? That demonizes Muslims to a point that any lone wolf might attack them.
If that's a scenario happened, then that would be terrible. But since Tommy Robinson has been on this rhetoric of Muslim grooming gangs since about 2010, which is about 14 years now, and no major attacks upon Muslims have occurred in Britain, I would say that rhetoric is not working.
What do you mean by major attacks?
Well, we're talking like literally, yeah, hordes of men trying to assassinate Muslims everywhere.
Can it be attacks where Muslims are called names, spat on, hijabs are ripped off, are kicked, are punched?
Those are you have to now prove that was because of Tommy Robinson's rhetoric and not because of everyday bigotry and just people hating each other. Because if that's the case, then the Chinese community has to complain about all the attacks they have. The Jewish community has to complain about all the attacks that they get from the Muslim community, from the black community. So who is responsible for that rhetoric?
I wouldn't disregard any of them attacks. If anybody Chinese claim that they were being
but I don't blame Tommy Robinson for it.
No, but his rhetoric is if you're going to blame somebody for shooting Trump based on accusations, that goes for him.
This guy is stupid.
First of all, Babs wanted evidence, and Banksy, you wanted evidence. So I'm going to play a clip of where Babs is saying white is right.
Okay.
Yeah, Babs.
Fair enough.
Do you want to play?
Are you okay with that, Babs?
Yeah,
is that fair?
I don't remember saying it.
Okay.
And
all right. She doesn't remember saying it.
Well,
when was this?
Well,
all right. First of all, I'm going to play the clip. It doesn't matter when it was. If you said it, you said it. Why?
Well, Babs,
because
if you.
I don't really. When did I do this? Last night.
Does it matter?
But let's hear what he has to say. Let's hear what.
Because Banksy, you can guarantee this guy has already tried setting me up once, but Luke luckily found all the evidence and put it all out.
I never did that.
So do you think this is?
You fucking liar!
Babs, would you say this is out of context? Well, I mean, would you say
she never said white is right?
Well, if you play it and then we can hear it within context, because that's where when and where matters, because we can then find out what the context of that was.
I will play as much as context as I've got in my hands. Yeah?
Okay, go ahead.
So let me play. Babs, please go on mute and shut the fuck up.
Don't fucking tell me.
Don't swear. Don't swear. Just look. You see, Ghost. You have to. Okay.
He's coming from I don't know an ethnic. You know this white privilege thing. You know this white privilege they go on about. Yeah. Do you know my answer is to that? To white privilege. Yeah. How can I have white privilege? How can I have white privilege in a white country where I come from? I have no privilege. White is right.
White is white, and that's just the way that it is.
Did you hear that?
She didn't say white is right. No, she didn't say white is right.
White is.
All right, let me play back. Let me play back.
Okay, play back again.
Let me play back. All right, Banksy, don't just be a cook, man. Let me play it from the start.
No. Just play it from the bit where the guy. Okay, who was the guy who was saying he has? How can he have white privilege in a white country?
All right. I'm gonna play back from what I got.
So it was about. The context was about white privilege in a white country or a white majority country.
No. But she said white is right, and that's just the way it is. And you said she didn't say that.
No. That's the thing.
So
that's the bit that it broke up actually, because you are intermittently breaking up on us. So it broke up on that white is right portion.
All right. I'll play again.
Go for it.
We want to preserve our heritage and our culture. That's what we're trying to think. What's he on about? Explain to me. White, what do you mean? I think he's coming from, like, I don't know, an ethnic. You know this white privilege thing? You know this white privilege they go on about? Yeah? Do you know my answer is to that? To white privilege. Yeah? White privilege. How can I have white privilege in a white country where I come from? I have no privilege. White is right. White is white, and that's just the way that it is.
She didn't say. Did she say white is right, or did she say white is just the way it is?
No, she said white is right, and that's just the way it is. I'll play again just so people can get it. So there's
because it does break up. It does break up at that white moment.
All right, no.
You and I. Do you admit? But do you admit that white, the word white, isn't clear in that?
All right, let me play again, just so there's no misunderstanding. Let me play again. So give Babs all the time.
Third time.
We're going to play this, are we?
Yeah, third time.
Are you going to turn
Babs, can you go
around
mute?
and you going
Babs, can
to
you go
stand
mute,
for
please?
everything that you said, Ghost?
Can you go mute, please?
No.
Go on. Just play it. Just
preserve our heritage and our culture. That's what we're trying to think. What's he on about? Explain to me. What do you mean? I think he's coming from, like, I don't know, an ethnic. You know this white privilege thing?
That's
you know
Parmo.
That's
what it is, Parmo.
Yeah. Do you know my answer is to that? To white privilege. Yeah. How can I have white privilege? How can I have white privilege in a white country where I come from? I have no privilege. White is right. White is white, and that's just the way that it is.
Okay.
Right,
Ghost. No. You see, that's the problem. If you hear the other guy who says the word white multiple times, it's 100% clear the word white. When Babs says something white or something, she doesn't actually even say right.
I'll play again.
But you hear what I'm hearing, unless I'm hearing something different.
He
hears something different.
This is.
Because it's not. But the fact is that I don't think she's saying that white is right in a racist way. Anyway, I think she's saying it's just the way it is.
Right, and that's just the way it is.
In a white country.
Ghost?
All right, what do you mean by saying that white is right and that's just the way it is?
I don't know. This was like.
I don't know. So she doesn't know what she's saying. So she doesn't know what she's saying.
Oh, shut up, Ghost.
Babs. Apart from the fact that the Ghost is just trying to get under your skin, would you say that? I mean, well, of course you are, because you brought this up for no apparent reason. We're talking about Donald Trump here, and suddenly we're on this subject, and this wasn't even remotely the subject of the night. But let me give Babs some chance, because you've had plenty of opportunities now. Babs, do you recall that conversation, and what was your intention for that? Oh, you don't recall that conversation at all?
I don't remember any of it, Banksy.
Let me play again.
No. It's fine. I think we've heard it plenty of times.
If you listen,
no, I'm gonna play again. Let me play again.
That it's been clipped together.
Because there was an edit. There's definitely an edit in there, because the guy was talking about white privilege. How do I have white privilege? And then all of a sudden,
before.
Yeah, all of a sudden it cuts and says
Bansi,
white is
the
right.
The full clip is like 7 minutes long. You can play
Yeah,
it all.
well, we should really listen to the 7 minutes long clip because that is a cut clip. That has been cut, and I can tell you exactly where it's been cut.
I quoted at the point where she said, "Why is right," and that's just the way it is, and that was my point.
Well, I thought you were going to play the whole thing or something within its context.
All right. If you want me to play the whole, I'll play the whole. Let me play the whole.
If we have to.
Babs.
I'm not bothered.
Oh, sorry, I got called. I got called. 1 second.
Babs,
put your fake teeth back in. I got called. 1 second, I got called.
Okay. The problem is,
like
look,
you
guys. The problem is this conversation is going to sort of cause a massive diversion from where I want to actually discuss and what I want to discuss. So I don't really want to go down this road, this rabbit hole of whether Babs said white is right or not, because she can't even remember the conversation in order to give us the context of what she was thinking and what she had in her mind when she said those things. So I can't really, this is just going to be a rabbit hole that I don't want to really go down. So can we get back to the central issue of Donald Trump and the 2024 election, because this has been a second assassination attempt. It's clearly a serious issue.
For any of this.
I know, because I know Ghost is kind of, so that's why I'm readdressing everything. I'm bringing everything back to the original subject. So Babs, what are your thoughts on this situation, and do you think there will be a third attempt before November?
Yes, I do.
That's your prediction.
I do. And if they've got time and they don't get them on the third attempt, there'll be a fourth attempt as well.
The question,
no doubt.
The question is if Donald Trump wins, because the funny thing is that every time one of these events happen, his popularity just skyrockets. More and more people want to, because now he's kind of like the rebel that clearly the state doesn't want, and so the people usually side much more with the rebels. Most people want to be the rebellion, not the evil empire from Star Wars. Yeah. So most people are going to want to instinctively side with him. So the chances of him winning seems to be increasing. The funny thing is that even if he is elected, would there still be attempting to assassinate him? Will there still be attempts ongoing after that?
No, I mean, that's a $50,000 question. The only thing I can do, I was going to make a point and now I've forgotten it. Oh, crap. The thing is, that's what I was going to say. More people are starting to side with him because they're starting to wake up. They're starting to actually see what's actually going on. It's the same sort of rhetoric as over here, isn't it? More and more people are starting to wake up because they are starting to see where things are going. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And whether or not they'll try it again after if he is elected, hopefully he'll be more protected.
In our culture. What's the other about? Explain to me. What do you mean? I think he's coming from that. I don't know.
Okay, Ghost, this is your last shot.
It's a privilege thing. You know, it's white privilege to go on about. Yeah. Do you know my answer is to that? To white privilege. Yeah. How can I have white privilege? How can I have white privilege in a white country where I come from?
Exactly.
No privilege. White is right.
White is white, and that's just the way that it is. See, exactly there, Banksy. Yeah, you can see that he has put this together and stopped it.
No, I'll carry on playing it. You said why is right, and that's just the way it is. You want to elaborate why is right?
To be honest, I'm gonna fucking. Banksy, I'm going to go because I'm interrupting your show.
No. Look, Ghost. That was your last shot at that subject. I've distinctly said I want to move the subject back to Trump. And you continually, you want to play this because you want to agitate Babs.
You wanted the evidence.
Yeah. We got the evidence. Okay, now we're going to move on. You presented your evidence. The audience will then make up their minds according to your evidence. But that's it. Dude, you did it. You presented your evidence. She's saying she doesn't remember the whole event. We can't we can't really discuss any further of what Babs intended, because her intentions, she doesn't know the conversation. She can't remember it, so we can't really go into that. So either we go back, to Trump, or this portion, that segment is over. We are now moving back to Trump.
Forgot.
Well, I mean, whatever you want to
Oh my God!
say.
Here we go.
But it's done.
Not conveniently forgot. How long ago did this happen, Ghost?
Look,
where did it happen?
Does it matter the time scale of your white supremacy?
Either way, it's done, guys. We're not really going into it, because
you're done, Bob.
it's just
You're done out here.
Okay.
You're done out here.
You're done out here, guys.
Because
everybody can see that you've done it again.
What done? What again? You said it.
You've set this up again. Now.
No.
That's
You
my
said
last
it.
word on it, because Betsy wants to shout.
It came out of your mouth. It came out of your mouth. White is right, and that's just the way it is. Bob, didn't it? White is right, and that's just the way it is. Deal with it. You brown and black people, deal with it. White is right, and that's just the way it is.
Well, I mean,
from Babs McKay.
Okay, that's it. Well done. Congratulations, you won. Now, can we get back to our original subject? Because I say this will just it's just going to go into circles, and Babs clearly this is it. She's not going to go any further with it. Okay, so as far as the situation now is concerned with Trump, first of all, Ghost, do you have any comments on Trump anymore, apart from the fact that you think that they paid to have a man shoot his ear? Is that your final stance?
Well,
final answer.
All right. No. First of all, Babs is a white supremacist, and so is the Trump. And second of all, I prefer Trump over any other American president, because Trump never took America to war. He never subjugated innocent people. He did advocate for the Zionists that occupying Palestinian land, but you know, it is what it is.
Every president is going to do that anyway, so you have no real.
Yeah.
There's no get out from that one.
Yeah. There's no get out. I agree with that. Whether it's Biden or it's Trump, but I prefer Trump because he wants to protect his people in America rather than dominate the world. Where the Democrats want to dominate everybody, and they want to cause issues around the world, which will in turn come back and haunt his own people. So I would rather have Trump than any other president. That's my take.
So even though he's a white supremacist, you would rather have a white supremacist than Kamala Harris?
I don't care what it is.
A Indian black woman.
No. It doesn't matter whether it's a black woman or white. If he's a white supremacist and he just wants to take care of America and not interfere in other people's business, then I'm fine with him.
Interesting.
I've got an issue with people that interfere in other people's business and cause issues in other people's lands, and then. So let me get this straight. Am I correct by simply assessing this? You think Donald Trump, a white supremacist, is better than a half black, half Indian woman, and that Donald Trump paid someone to shoot his ear for his campaign? What's it called for his political campaign? So, am I right here? Ghost, are you ghosting me, Ghost? Is he still with us?
Oh my God! It looks like he's falling out.
I don't know. I don't know if he's still with us. Maybe his computer's mashed out. But it appears that's the stance of Ghost. Now, for me, my reply to Ghost's assessment of the campaign and the assassination attempts and Kamala Harris and Donald Trump is simply this.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought?
Okay, so
Well said, Banksy.
hey, here's another one for you, Ghost, on your way out.
To be a moron. Yeah, to be moronical. Exactly, to be a moron. An imbecile. Yeah. Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
Okay, Babs. So.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, I found out something tonight. I'm a white supremacist. My God.
Yes, apparently so. So, you. But the thing is, if you are a white supremacist, Babs, Ghost will still vote for you to be president of the United States over an Indian woman.
Yeah, I know. That's okay, isn't it?
It would still be better than an Indian woman.
Yeah, I know. You can't make it up, Banksy. You literally cannot make it up.
Oh my God. Okay. Let me bring in another one of our illustrious guests. Everyone, I give you the Bass Welshman, one of our good friends of the show. How's it going, dude? It's been a while.
Good evening. Can you hear me, guys?
Loud and clear, mate.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, good. So we had some crazy comments just then, did we? What was his last one?
Did you?
I missed his last.
Oh, you didn't hear? Go on, Babs. Let him know.
What was that? What, the laughter of ghosts?
Yeah, what Ghost said. His assessment.
Trump is a white supremacist, but he'd sooner have him than a black Indian or whatever.
Yeah. He would rather vote for Donald Trump, a white supremacist, than Kamala Harris, a half Indian, half black woman.
Yeah.
But
and he called me a white supremacist, so I'm okay.
But Babs is a white supremacist.
Of the United States.
But Ghost would vote for Babs to be president according to his worldview, at least if he's consistent. But actually, let's bring Ghost back on. Let me just give a little intro to Ghost as well. Ghost.
Gay.
Welcome to the panel, Ghost. So, Ghost, is it true that you would still vote for a white supremacist over an Indian black woman?
No, first of all, I would never vote for Babs. Because first of all, she's not British. She's not English. She's Canadian. And
I'm actually British.
You're not.
You think,
Babs. Calm down. I'm British, Babs. I'm English. You're not. So, first of all, so I would not vote for Babs because Babs is like racist. With Trump, I think that he is racist, but he cares for his own people.
Okay, Ghost. What's he said to make him a white supremacist?
Are you going to let me finish? Are you going to let me finish, or are you going to?
Well, it's the first time I've spoken. I mean, if you're that sensitive.
No, but you just interrupted. Base.
Well, yeah, you're making claims. I just want to see if you've got any receipts for your claims.
Can you let me finish?
Oh, you're making a bigger statement here. Okay.
Are you going to let me finish?
Well, if you make a big statement, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Are you white supremacist and I need to bow to you?
It's true, Base. Let Ghost speak. And Ghost, as I introduce you into the conversation, and you're about to make your statement.
Mentally deficient / retarded / dripping with autism, just spewing out.
Okay, go ahead, Ghost.
Thank you for that, Banksy. You're clearly throwing the white supremacist line. So we'll allow it because we know what you like. But like I said,
white supremacists coming from a.
Go ahead.
What? Babs?
I said you're calling people white supremacists coming from a black supremacist. Yeah, brilliant.
All right.
You can't actually make this shit up, can you?
Well, you said white is right.
Now go.
That's just the way.
Go ahead, Ghost. Give us your assessment of Trump.
All right. The way I see,
you need to shut the fuck
up.
No, please carry on.
But put your teeth back in, man. Put your fake teeth back in.
Oh, shut up, Ghost. Stop crying like a baby that you are. Stop crying like a black supremacist baby that you are.
I'm not black, Babs. Why do you keep calling me black?
No, he's a brown man. He's a brown man.
Oh, okay. So
What's wrong with you?
Why did you call me black then?
You niggas are crazy.
Why did you call me black then? Is that some sort of racism? Babs?
no, oh my God.
Oh, Mike, I'm not being. I'm not being funny. If you go around just searching for racism, or every time someone says, "Are you black or brown, or are you white or yellow?"
Right.
Oh, honest to God,
No,
you're literally just searching for it.
It's true, man.
It's ridiculous.
It's these race baiters, man. Welsh.
Yep.
That anybody.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black.
Walks around with a massive victim complex.
Yep.
Very fragile.
So, babe,
Written all over
if
his
anybody
head.
makes a statement of that any color has supremacy over another color,
It's racist.
that?
As soon as someone says you black when you're brown, oh, that's racist. I mean, fucking grow some balls, will
Babs
you?
just called me black. Babs just called me black. So you saying she's
What's
racist?
wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong with her describing you as
called me
black
black.
or brown? So what? You got a problem with it? Well, that's your problem. That's not her problem. That's your fucking problem.
How's that my problem?
Well, because it's
mentally
not a...
deficient / retarded / dripping with autism, just spewing.
Sir, she calling me by racism is not my problem. It's her problem.
That's why it's your problem. That's why it's your problem, Ghost.
Searching for it again. Where is it? Let me dig a bit deeper. Oh, there it is. There, she said brown instead of black, or black instead of brown. Oh.
So what?
Exactly. So fucking what?
Yeah, grow up, Ghost.
No, explain yourself, Base. Explain yourself.
Stop being such a baby.
I just did.
Stop being a white supremacist, Babs.
Black instead of brown.
Look, Ghost.
I'm not black.
Ghost, it's really difficult when you're like race grifting. It's just my only advice for you is this.
Everybody knows you never go full retard. You went full retard, man.
Just don't.
Fancy, I don't need advice of a failure that's failed at YouTube for so long in so many years. So first of all, let me speak to Base and explain that what he means of his racism. On Base.
So Ghost wants to say that somebody else has failed.
What?
But
His
failure
did he?
on
YouTube. Okay. Ghost, I'm not going to entertain the fucking nonsense. I come on here to talk about Trump. Every time you come back on there, you talk about some fucking racism.
You just made the statement. Babe.
Yeah, I did. I made the statement. I've explained myself. Now I want to talk about Trump.
No, I did.
Yeah. It doesn't work like that around here, pal.
You're running. Are you scared?
What do you mean running? I've got nothing. I just said the piece. Okay. I'm not gonna keep on talking about this subject. All right.
Yeah, let's talk
because
about
this person wakes up in the morning about some sort of racism. Right? He wakes up and then goes to sleep thinking about racism. Fucking gross some balls.
Banksy, is this the best you got? Banksy.
Well,
I'm not even saying anything.
You got Banksy.
Ghost. Let's be fair, mate. Your fucking Sunday league at the best of times. So don't try and blow your trumpet. You are literally Sunday fucking league. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay.
You're not even Sunday league based. You just done yourself in one statement. You outdone yourself because you said it doesn't matter when she said black or brown when it does.
Fucking liar. Why does it?
Right, are we talking about Trump?
Yes,
Banksy,
Hold on.
Banksy, this is below my pay grade, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, go on, bye-bye.
You have much higher level conversations.
Bye.
But just...
All right, I proved The base is a racist, and Babs is a white supremacist.
And you're a brown supremacist.
Yeah. Next time you have jihadis on your panel, there, Ghost. Just remember this.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Okay. Let's get back to the subject at hand. Based. What do you think about this double assassination attempt, and will there be others?
Well, yeah, they haven't been very successful so far. So, I mean, yeah, I can see that. Basically. So, for example, if, for example, you're Carmilla, and you believe that Trump is an existential threat to democracy, which is their, they always go, this sort of existential threat.
Exactly.
Now,
Hitler,
if you actually,
he's a dictator.
if you believe he was Hitler, and a Democrat said the other day, Mussolini. Now, Mussolini and Hitler were different, right? But they're the same. He's the same as them two. It's just like fucking. Do you know your history at all? No. So anyway, then you're going to get these fruitcakes. Is it Robert Roth and these characters, right? They're going to turn around and saying they are doing God's work, or they are doing the free man's work by taking out Trump, right? And it's gonna get these lone wolves. You're gonna maybe get in deep state setups, because the deep state is pretty petrified. They've thrown everything at the cunt. They've impeached him 4 times. They've fucking done all sorts of shit to him. They fined him £350 million for a non-criminal crime. No one lost any money, and all debts were paid. And you fined him $350 million for that. So they throw everything at this poor cunt, right? And yeah, he is a stupid cunt sometimes, the way he talks. He's his own worst enemy sometimes. He talks too much.
But I mean, that's his style.
But it's gonna keep on going. This one, the next one could be, the massive deep state one, because I believe the first one, there's no way in a million years that the security forces could fuck up on so many points. There is so many points on that first assassination.
That was a massive point of failure. This one was actually much more successful. I mean, the guy, did he get a shot off? I think he.
Well, they seen the muzzle. I heard he didn't fire.
Yeah, so he didn't even get a shot off.
Yeah. So it's I mean, I think the deep state could definitely get involved in this sort of thing. So yeah, the next one could be could be a plane, it could be anything, couldn't it?
Well, I mean, at the moment, would you? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to give out any ideas, but I was suspecting maybe drone attacks or attacks, through some kind of a militarized, armed drone or a suicide drone. I mean, do they actually cover the skies and have like a no-fly zone around wherever Trump is outdoors?
I would suggest that, considering obviously Ukraine currently and Russia. But obviously Ukraine have been producing a lot of their own drones, and it wouldn't be hard to find, I'm sure, some how-to videos of their very successful sort of unmanned flying drones. And you could literally copy it off the drone.
Yeah, you don't even need a how-to. You just need strap some explosives to like a Mavic Pro and just ram it into wherever he is.
Well,
the problem is, guys, what does he do? How do they keep him safe? They can't make him
sit at home
and just lock him away. What do they do?
Well, with the Pope, they stick him in that Pope mobile after the assassination attempt by of the other Pope.
Oh, so they're gonna have a Trump mobile.
Yeah, you'll have a Trump mobile with this glass thing that comes out, and he stands in it and he waves to everyone. But I mean, you know, people like Ayatollah Khomeini, and I think even the current supreme leader of Iran, whenever they give a speech, they're sitting behind a bulletproof glass. They don't give a speech to live audiences without that.
Yeah, isn't that the same with the guy that's in charge of China?
Xi Jinping.
He sits behind
Bulletproof glass, maybe. But the thing is, people like, I mean, the Ayatollah hardly ever goes to another country. He very, very rarely travels. But Xi Jinping has to fly all over the place. He flies all over the world, different summits and meetings and president. He goes to different places to meet presidents and royalty. So I don't know if he could be, that protected all the time. Because clearly when he's out in other places, when he's out in other countries, he's not going to have that bulletproof glass around him. But with Trump, I'd be perfectly honest. I think it would be prudent now to have some kind of Kevlar vest on him at all times. Obviously, headshots are a different thing. It's going to be very difficult to protect against that unless he wears a helmet all the time, which would be ridiculous. Or maybe he wears those MAGA hats. Maybe they could have a Kevlar MAGA hat, specially designed.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't have protected him there though, because he hit him on the ear, which would have been lower than the.
But what I'm saying is that if we're talking about some kind of protection for headshots, he could wear body armor underneath his suit, and that wouldn't look like anything. But he's not going to come out on every podium and with a massive military Kevlar helmet. It's just going to look ridiculous. So that they could either disguise the Kevlar inside a MAGA hat, which he wears relatively often, or have some kind of shielding basically around him.
Well, they'll sell that as merchandise. Then they'll be calling
the Kevlar hats. Yeah, they'll go from
Kevlar
thousands. If the Kevlar MAGA hat will go for thousands. In fact, I don't know why no one's actually made one right now. Right now, that's a hole in the market. We could do that.
Well, I've got to say, it'd be quite funny, and it wouldn't take long for like a Trump thing to get into a fight, and someone punch him on the top of the head, and he goes, "Ow!"
I'm telling you,
make a doll with a missing ear, or a Trump doll with a missing ear, and
yeah, you could actually have one of these MAGA hats with a fake ear with a like a blood and cut into it. Because you can get those with those fake ginger hairs, right? Have you seen those ones with the ginger hair popping out of the top? So the new. Go on.
So but you mentioned the ginger wig. So the best interview of the assassination that happened like 6 weeks ago or 2 months ago was on the BBC by the blind reporter.
Yes.
And he interviewed a MAGA man with a fucking ginger MAGA hat on.
Yes, that was the one. That was the one where the guy was saying, like, we were watching, we could see this guy. We were telling people, like, we were telling the Secret Service, we were telling the police, there's a guy on the roof. We can see him lying there. So he was one of the first good interviews that came out describing the situation.
And the best thing about his interview, he articulated himself quite basically, but he done a really good job of it. He didn't sound stupid, but everything he said, I believed. Everything I said.
It was factual. It was to the point. He wasn't rambling. Yeah. It was all really solid, good information actually that came out.
Yeah. I just kept on looking at his orange wig and thinking everyone's going to be looking at that and going, "Is that his real hair?" Loads of people will be going.
A lot of people thought. I thought it was a ginger guy. But the thing is, I think the next line of merchandising will be Trump Kevlar vests and Trump MAGA Kevlar coated caps. Those. I'm telling you, someone's gonna take this shit that I just said and make a fortune.
And make it, yeah.
I mean,
right, guys, I've got to drop off because the dogs are looking at me and they need to go out.
No worries. Yeah. Take care, Babs. Love to have you.
Thanks, Banksy.
Take care.
See you soon. Care. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Okay, but yeah, it's crazy, man. I honestly didn't think. I'm just thinking to myself now. The first time I thought to myself, the deep state are really coming, because I don't know if you've seen that or read that book, The Confessions of an Economic Hitman. In the book, he says that when it comes to dictators and despots around the world, the American government has these sets of policies. They first send in the economic hitmen to corrupt the whoever the leader is, and then get him to sign all these loans from the IMFA in order to basically bankrupt his or put his country into massive long-term debt, so that essentially these corporations, when they come in with their so-called infrastructure plans, which are overinflated, massively overinflated in price, will essentially own that country. The IMFA will own that country because they'll just put them in so much debt. And then these corrupt leaders will give their oil or natural resources, whatever the corporations need, for next to nothing, for pennies on the dollar, because they've got this massive debt now for these quote-unquote infrastructure projects, which are shit, and half of them never actually happen. Most of the money gets embezzled by the leader that's corrupted anyway. Anyway, that's the first thing. The first one is the economic hitmen. Then they try to somehow get some kind of indiscretion on the person, Epstein Island type of stuff, so that they've got that guy by the balls. If they can't corrupt him by the economic hitmen, if they can't get some kind of imagery or something that would
they'll plant it.
Sorry?
They'll plant it.
Well, not even plant. What happens is, if they can't get any of those things, then they send in the jackals. The jackals are essentially assassins, and usually the assassins are actually people very close to the dictator themselves. Like one of the South American dictators, I think he was talking about what was he talking about? Panama. I think it was the country of Panama. He said the person who ran it was actually a genuinely benevolent guy who wanted to do good for his country, and he was essentially uncorruptible, and he couldn't. The economic hitmen failed with him, and so what they did was, one of his own bodyguards took a briefcase into a helicopter, or I think it was a helicopter, and boom, the helicopter blew up, and he was taken out. So yeah, it's not even just and like with Saddam Hussein, for example. Now, Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi, the jackals couldn't take him out, because Saddam Hussein had very loyal bodyguards, loyal inner circle. Second of all, he had a lot of body doubles. He had a lot of doubles, and so they couldn't fully target who where he was. So what happens with him, and this subsequently what kind of happened with Gaddafi, is if the jackals can't take you out, they send in the army. They'll trump up, they'll bring up, pardon the pun, they'll bring up some kind of trumped up charge of weapons of mass destruction, or he's a despot, or he's killing his own people, some bullshit scenario, in order to send in the army to take you out. Now with Saddam Hussein, the American military directly went in, whilst with Gaddafi, they erected a revolution against him, and then the military of the United States helped the revolutionaries to destroy Gaddafi and ultimately, get him killed. But yeah, because Muammar Gaddafi, his bodyguards. You know about his bodyguards? Like, an incredibly famous sort of thing about Muammar Gaddafi's bodyguards. First of all, they were all women, or majority of them were women. His closest bodyguards were all women, and when he was to choose a bodyguard, he would choose a virgin girl, which he himself will deflower, because that creates a pair bonding chemicals that are generated within the woman when they lose their virginity to a man, and then that girl would then be trained up as one of his elite protectors, and that was like apparently a real thing. That's the only way he would have the female security guards around him, and they were viciously loyal to him. Totally would die for him in a heartbeat. Crazy shit. Anyway, we're digressing. Do you think the globalists are not going to allow Trump to become president in any way? Because I'm not saying because he would foil their plans, he would simply delay it for 4 more years.
Yeah. So they've been trying to stop him now for plus more than 4 years, but obviously What is it? Is it 4 impeachments?
Oh yeah. They tried several impeachments. Then they, after he left office, then all the litigations, started. Which none of them have panned out, except that trumped up, ridiculous charge of in America
value in your property higher than it was. So
it was the hush money that he paid to what's his name, that stripper porn star woman.
Yeah,
and they consider it campaign funding, or they put it down as some sort of campaign funding, which basically that's what they got him on. Or at least that is what they're trying to get him on, and they had to break that down into 34 individual charges or some. The whole thing, the Stormy Daniels, exactly. This whole thing, the only thing that they managed to get him on or convict him on was that Stormy Daniels bollocks.
Well, no, they also convicted him on the loan thing with 350 million.
Was it also that woman that accused him of raping her? And
that was 80 odd million.
Yeah. I think but that was a civil suit. That wasn't criminal.
Yeah.
So for that reason, that's why this is messed up. They found him guilty of raping a woman, and yet it was in a civil court, not in a criminal court. Which last time I checked, raping people was a criminal offense.
But she can't remember exactly what function it was, of all accounts.
She was.
There's no witness. And the thing is, I'm not being funny. All the birds he could get hold of, he's going to go after that fucking ugly.
Well,
bird.
That's as well. Actually, speaking of Trump, it's not a segue. It's almost the same thing. Nick Cotton, unwashed something, unwashed anyway. You know who I'm talking about. He's come out as a staunch anti, because he was on Lucy Brown's kind of camp, anti Tommy Robinson guy. But he's also come out as at least on Sunday, because he was at Speaker's Corner on Sunday. Yeah. So I had a reasonably long chat with him in regards to his positions and what the hell he's doing. He's apparently doing some kind of documentary about some woman who, I don't know, something to do with, I forgot exactly. I think it's something to do with Trump, but it's certainly to do with this Epstein business. And he says that he has plenty of evidence of Trump and Epstein hanging out, leching over young girls. So he's fully convinced that Trump was actually very good friends with Epstein.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you think about the last, say, 5-6 years, if there was any real connection between Epstein, the island, and any other activity with Trump, we would already know about it. And there is
exactly. That's what I said to him. I said, you think that MSNBC, CNN, ABC, and a plethora of BBC, Sky News, these people would be biting at the bit, chomping at the bit to try to get all of this out immediately.
We would know all about this.
Yeah,
it would all be there.
But then he went down this sort of conspiratorial theme of, well, they don't bring that out because they actually do want him to be elected. I was like,
no,
you're insane.
Yeah, that's going right down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's actually a reversal where they know that he is actually with Epstein and he has all these other skeletons in his closet, but actually they want him to be elected, and all of this and anti-Trump hatred attack and all that against him is a setup because they actually want him to be elected. I was like, this isn't now insane. Let me bring up Mr. Mossad.
So of all the times they've had like opportunities to try and take Trump down, and they never did. And you would think at any point they would bring the evidence they had it up. And we've heard absolutely fuck all.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, there's a photo of him at a function somewhere. Well, yeah, there's fucking if you look at photos with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, loads of VIPs have photos with them.
All the Clintons, Oprah Winfrey, everyone else. Let me just introduce our good man, Mr. Mossad. Mr. Mossad, hold on one second. Welcome. Oh, sorry. Welcome, Mr. Mossad. How are you, sir?
Thank you. I want to thank my father for, and my mother. And,
Yes, yes. Thank your agent, the director, the producer, and God, of course, God, always God.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you were talking about the globalists. I thought, they needed some representation,
Well, actually, when I was talking about the globalists, I was thinking more the WEF, the Bilderbergs, and those who attend the Bohemian Grove. But if you wish to include yourself in that mix, by all means, feel free.
Yes, I'm very global. Yeah, I was thinking today that because in Israel we feel like America controls us, which it does.
That's funny because people in America think Israel controls them.
Yeah, well, you only need to compare the budgets that each country has and the force that each country has.
But
How much money does the US give Israel a year?
3-point-something billion. But they do it because it pays off, so that's why they do it. They give lots of countries lots of money.
Is this an investment?
Well, I think it's a bit like the old Raytheon and all the Boeing. It all works in the end.
They're making money and they get power out of it. They get to control Israel as well. So same thing they do with Egypt and Pakistan, and they effectively do it with Europe as well.
So you don't believe, and I'm speaking for those conspiratorial people, that the reason America has to give this kind of money is due to the fact that the Jews in America control so many facets of the American military complex as well as the American politics, and so they feel compelled.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to give Israel money, it's the evangelical Christians rather than the Jews in America, which are always they always have a problem with their defending Israel because they're always worried that people will think that they are too loyal to Israel, right? But the evangelical Christians don't have that problem. They can be as we love Israel as much as they want, and they have lots more money, and there's many more of them. There's like almost 100 million people of the.
So would you say, although we both must admit certain realities, the Jewish people or the Jews of American Jews are overly represented in media and Hollywood, which is a fact.
Yeah.
But would you say that evangelicals in America are actually the biggest lobbyists for Israel?
Oh, by far. You just have to look at the figures, yeah.
But why is it that
no
globally
comparison.
we don't get this impression that it's the evangelicals that are actually behind the scenes?
Because no one
manipulating
actually
American
looks.
politics?
Well, they're not manipulating. They're almost a third of the population. I mean, they're just there. They're part of, they are the dominant force in America, apart from maybe Catholics or, a big chunk of America. But
Base, I know that you disagree with a lot of these things. You have your own takes.
I mean, Kufy is the largest Zionist organization in the world, and it's Christian.
I don't know much about this subject in the sense of Christians and being a big backer of Jews.
Have you ever in your research looked up the power and influence of the evangelical Christians over the American foreign policies and their sort of policies towards Israel, rather than just the Jewish lobbyists and AIPAC and all that?
It's called CUFI. It's the largest Zionist organization in the world by far. Nothing comes close.
I thought you were going to swear for a minute. There's like, see you next Tuesday.
No, it's a Christian United for Israel or something like this.
I see.
CUFI.
CUFI. Okay, so have you ever looked into the CUFI, Welshie, and see their...
No.
No, nobody wants to talk about that. They want to talk about Jews, man. Anyway...
No, I don't want to talk about Jews. I don't want to talk about you. I don't want to talk about Palestine. I don't want to talk about Ukraine. They can all fucking do it. They can have their own thing. They can get on with it themselves. As far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't be talking about none of this shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case,
No,
let's
no,
bring
I just,
Mr. Mossad in on the Trump thing.
I was trying to represent the globalists. You see.
I see.
And then you asked me about this.
Okay.
No, but
So from your perspective,
we have the perception. We have the perception that America controls us, which is really, I mean, they do to a great extent. They would love to more, but
well, as I said, this is a novel position, because I can guarantee you, amongst the non-Jewish friendly people,
it's the opposite.
Consensus, yeah, exactly. The consensus.
Yeah, but they're
is
delusional. They don't actually look at anything properly.
If you were to talk to Candace Owens, I'm sure she would ask you that.
Yeah, but I mean,
she would say
she
the other
doesn't
way
know anything. She doesn't know anything. I mean, it's just. I'm just talking facts. I don't have time for these losers.
so let's get to Trump. Assassination attempt part 2.
Yes. So that's what I'm trying to get to. So you know, for us, it's very important who the president of America is, because Israel is so reliant on America. Like, what they decide affects us a lot. Obama was the worst thing that happened to us.
Bloody hell. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Obama was
the worst thing that happened to blacks.
It's. I agree. I think Obama was divisive. He got worse with time, which is what happens a lot of the time once they kind of set everything up the way they like, and it's their second term, and so on. I think he was. I think Trump was onto something when he said that he's not an American citizen. Maybe he's an American citizen. Maybe he was born in America. Whatever. I don't know.
Obama. You're saying when he said Obama wasn't. Okay.
Mossad, what's your view on Big Mike?
Who?
Big Mike.
Who's Big Mike?
You know Big Mike.
Big Mike. Mike Tyson?
No. Michelle. Big Mike.
Oh yes, Michelle Obama. What are your thoughts on her masculine side?
Big shoulders.
She's in touch with her masculine side, apparently.
Yes, I think she's really bad news for everyone. I think she'd be very bad news for UK, for Israel, for America, obviously.
You wouldn't want to be a chef close to this. They've lost a couple of chefs.
Don't invite to cook for her. Couple of chefs. I thought it was just one.
I think it's 2.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, there was one found in their lake, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was the first one I heard. That was the only one I heard, actually.
I think there was one 10 years ago as well that cooked it in suspicious circumstances.
Yeah, just don't offer to cook for the Obamas.
Generally, yeah, working for president is a very dangerous game.
It seems to be.
You know.
But
think about the Clintons.
Oh my God! They probably they probably go to like a Jack in the Box or 7-Eleven, and the guy behind the counter gets taken out just because he served them a hot dog. But yeah, no, I mean, apart from the revelation, and I think this will be a great revelation for people like Candace Owens to look into, to see if the evangelical Christians have more sway
they know it.
than
Look,
that.
I can give you one example. Like, they moved the embassy to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Right. Netanyahu was against it because he was worried that it would cause too much chaos here. Right. But it was very important for Trump to pacify the evangelicals who voted for him big time.
Really? So it was actually, it wasn't, I thought it was with the blessing of the Israelis.
Every president said they were going to do it for the last 5 presidents, but they never done it, and that's what Trump said. He said, "I came in and I just done it, boom."
Oh, I see.
But actually, in my opinion, it played well until he left. So it caused a little chaos here for sure. But I think in the long run, if he won again, it would have played out well. It's smooth. Because it kind of says, look, we're America, we're deciding, fuck you all, which is good for America. It's generally good for Israel, and generally good for the UK. America's strong, we're strong.
Yeah, definitely.
I think on the whole, even if you criticize the move, it just said, we're the boss.
So Carmilla has got herself and a wolf, right? Who put tampons in boys' toilets in schools.
Yes.
Remember, if you identify as a lady and you like to play cosplay, then you wouldn't go in the gents' toilets in the first place, would you? Because you identify as a lady. So then you'd go in the ladies' toilets where you can get your tampons there. So why would they go in Why would they go in boys' toilets in the first place?
No, you're misunderstanding that whole thing. The tampons in boys' toilets is for trans men, women who have become trans, who become men.
Fuck.
That's what that's for.
God.
You guys are, you're looking at it in the wrong way.
That's too clever. That's too clever for me.
You cannot identify something. You cannot identify something. Identification is something that other people do to you. Like
usually,
when you walk
yes.
the street and they see you, they say, "Oh, that's him."
Yeah, but the point, I got sidetracked by that. But my point was, we got Carmilla and this wolf guy, and then we got on the other side, we've got Trump. And the VP, what's his name now?
J.D. Vance or J.C. Vance. J.D.
Vance. Then we got Tulsi Gabbard, who said she's going to play a role in it. Got Vivek that looks like he's going to be brought in to do something.
I'm sure Vivek will be involved.
Very suspicious about this Tulsi.
Right, but more importantly, Kennedy. Who basically, if you say Kennedy, that means
Kennedy
Democrat.
Jr. Yeah.
So now he's come in and he wants to make America healthy again, which I've got to say it makes perfect.
Priority.
It's going to be interesting.
He might have some crazy views, Kennedy, but he's pretty hot on with food and stuff and preservatives and obviously all that sort of shit. And just keep it simple.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
there's a lot forgotten that the Palestinian murdered his dad.
Yeah, but
Really?
There's
Everybody else forgotten that.
So let me just finish my point. So Kennedy turned around, and he's going to be brought in to do some sort of health. He's like going to be the health czar there.
Maybe he might be the health secretary or something. Yeah.
Well, he's planning to sort out. He's going to drop preservatives and dodgy colorings. You know, the ones that are clearly carcinogenic or cause problems. They're out there. There's many of them, and they shouldn't be on the market. They shouldn't be available. So he's going to do that. And who else has come in?
Elon Musk.
On top of that now, Musk was doing the old
efficiency czar.
Yeah, efficiency
and actually literally set up a department for efficiency to make sure that all the money that has been spent is spent as efficiently as possible. Dude, they will literally assassinate Elon Musk if they do that.
Musk will do what he does. He'll headhunt the right.
He's got his brain stored on a computer.
Yeah, he'll headhunt the right people to take that job, and that efficiency business, that'll cause carnage because there's so much.
Yeah, there's so much inefficiency, so much waste in it. All governments are freaking just riddled. That's how most of these government lackeys and these what we call civil servants. That's how they make most of their money. Is through skimping off the top of this and that and running.
Remember the army?
Way too much on bollocks.
I think the army were paying. I think it was £8 a bolt, and it was like an M8 bolt, and it just had a nylon nut on the end. And you can go on eBay and get them for fucking like a penny a pop or something, and the army were paying £8 a bolt on that.
Yeah. That's why they keep getting their budgets, in the trillions now.
And of course, that's sort of retail eBay. But
the thing is, dude, I worked in multiple companies, and I know how those the different departments' budgets work. But one of the great examples for me was I worked at a university, and one day this was years ago. This was way before iPhones and all of that shit. So this was in the early 2000s. I came across a cupboard, and I opened the cupboard, and there was just a cupboard full of brand new PDAs. I don't know if you guys remember those black and white Palm Pres, things like that. Anyway, these were you could they were the progenitors to modern smartphones that we have now. There was a cupboard full of them in their boxes, brand new. No one had touched them. And I asked the director of that department, and I said, the IT department, I said, what's with these PDAs? do we use these? What do we do with these? It's just like a cupboard just full of them and all brand new. It says, no, we just bought them because we were coming to the end of the year, and if we didn't spend our budget, we wouldn't get the same budget. We'd get less money next year. So we just bought a bunch of these and just stuck them in here. Nobody needs them. Nobody actually wants them.
I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you a story in Wales now, and I'll get the details, but it was either 30 million or 300 million, and we forgot to spend it before the end of the year, and guess what? It went straight back to central government.
Yep. That's why departments have to spend their budget. If they don't, they get less money next year. So, you could do with less. You managed to, do more with less this year. So yeah, we'll just cut that from your next year's budget because it looks like you guys can manage. So people, I also worked actually at PC World when I was young, and that's how it was right before what's it called, a tax. You know, when you have to submit all your taxes. I think it's April where you have to submit all the tax records and everything for all the different companies and stuff have to file in their taxes. Literally about a week or two before that, the PC World, PC World was just packed, just absolutely rammed with people, all from different companies and offices and social services, and they would just buy wholesale new equipment because
but they do it. Yeah, they do it because otherwise they pay lots of tax. So
yeah, they either pay tax, but usually it's the same time when their budget is renewed as well, and their budgets are reviewed.
Okay.
But
so
I also do it. I also buy like. I want a laptop, a new laptop, and I'm thinking, should I, shouldn't I? And then you think, well, a third is tax anyway, so you do it.
You might as well just buy it. My brother does that, admittedly, but that's because, he puts it on company accounts, his expenses, things like that, but he doesn't do it every year. I mean, last year or year before, he went and he spent like 10 grand on Apple products. Him and his wife, both new laptops, phones, watches, tablets, the whole lot, and all the top of the range shit as well.
Okay, so I've just found out how much it was. The UK government is taking back 155 million allocated to Wales because the Welsh government hadn't spent it in time it emerged.
There you go. That's what happens. That's why they go out and they just squander the money on just absolute shit, because if they don't spend it, they say if you don't use it, you lose it. That's literally true when it comes to government spending.
It's fucking crazy. It's so fucking crazy. 155 million.
Think about this. If you have an efficiency czar, a department of efficiency for Britain to assess and look at all of these things and see what people are buying, and if they're buying things that are efficient, do you need that many laptops? Do you need that many PDFs? Do you need that many smartphones? Whatever. And then actually give an assessment of what people actually need versus the shit that they just buy. The civil servants will murder you. They will literally murder you if you give them an actual realistic budget and say, this is what you should be spending your money on, not all this other crap. They won't let you survive.
What they spend money on, I worked in like a university place, and I was only doing like a few lectures, so I noticed like how much time people there spend traveling to conferences where you get expenses paid, hotels, flights. This is really expensive, this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, really
First,
expensive.
most people, some places, there's a woman in America, some mayor of a town, and she's just running that place like it's her own little piggy bank. And
I know the woman.
You know
She's
what I mean?
black woman.
The black woman with blonde hair. I forgot her name. There's
the black woman with blonde hair. Yeah, that's the one.
Conferences. It's just a lady.
She took her entire staff to Vegas, first class. She took her whole staff to Vegas, first class.
The thing is, the city's in huge debt. The city's like on its arse.
Yeah,
and basically, she bans political opponents from public meetings.
Who is this?
Tiffany Hayward. Hey, Henyard. That's it. Okay. Tiffany Henyard. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Where is that?
Freya.
Yeah, it's so fucked up, and it's in the States. She puts her face on every bit of government thing with like a cheesy smile on it, and like even like people being secretly recorded, like people working for the council. She's a witch. She's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. The FBI are investigating her at the moment, obviously, because she just thinks government money is her money. She was buying new Jeeps, she was buying everything.
The thing is, you know what she's done? She managed to pass, because she had some kind of like majority or something. She managed to pass a legislation which states that the next person that takes on her position, sorry, I'm just looking for this Tiffany thing. The next person that takes on her position is going to only earn $24,000 or $25,000 a year, just to make sure that no one takes no one wants her job. Yeah, no one's going to take her job. Sorry, I'm
smart,
trying to get this.
I would have never thought of that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So she's basically made her job so worthless, or the next person, not her. She still makes the money. She'll still make the money. She'll be fine.
She's on like 300 grand or something.
Yeah. But the next person that takes her job, that's her. It's going to be. She's.
Can you imagine this though? I mean, for example, if you didn't need the money and you were rich, that would be my aim. Then, if I lived around there, I'd say, okay, well, let me just do this. I'll put my name forward. I don't need the cash.
She probably has a pillow with "Love Yourself."
I can't see it would work. I can't see how it would work.
Well, this is the thing. Basically, the next person that she's going to. I mean, what she's done is she's essentially done this to put off anyone else who wants to take a run against her, because she's so unpopular.
That would be a magnet to me. That would be a magnet to me if I didn't need the cash. If I didn't need the cash, that would be like, that's my job now.
This is the well, I mean, it's not like I don't know if it's $28,000. Obviously, it's not enough for most people who want to run that kind of, the mayor of a whole city. But if a person actually does run, takes that job, takes it off her, they can then run legislation. They can then run, laws in order to overturn this, to raise the money again. But that first year, that person has to literally take a job at $25,000.
I mean, there's a lot of YouTube video clips about this, man. There's literally mostly dozens.
I mean, it's not going to stop. There's always going to be someone who's going to be annoyed.
It's so fucking crazy, though.
Yeah. Most people who own a business can afford to do it because they can still take care of the business.
Exactly. Exactly. They still have their own business and all that. But the problem is that just to get someone to be, I mean, she would have to piss people off so badly that somebody will eventually do that, to run against her and say, sod the money, I don't care about the money, I just want her out. Because with her in, it's just the place is just going to go further and further.
Well, she's used the police force to like raid people's houses, get people arrested.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of these people are politically opposed to her.
She literally had essentially fired, without telling the people that she fired, 2 of the council members of their positions. She hired a lawyer, and there wasn't a legal person. So she created a new position as a legal something or other, and she hired this lawyer that was on her side. That was one of the people, and then there was a guy from the Treasury. She hired another member of the Treasury whilst there was already a person in the position. So she just got she's basically getting rid of all their opponents and bringing in her own lackeys. She's literally running the state, or wherever she is, as like a small African nation.
But she is being investigated, isn't she, by the FBI?
Well, eventually, the wider state has started to look into it.
I mean, if anyone's interested, go on to Long Island Audits, because he's done a few videos about it.
Yeah, and also there's a guy that I follow, great guy, Midlife Bro Logic. He's done loads of streams about her.
Right.
He literally built his entire YouTube channel on her and that woman who was prosecuting Trump, that black woman who she literally said, if I'm elected as the prosecutor, I will go after Trump. And then she went after Trump.
It's not politically. It's not politically motivated.
Not at all. Not at all whatsoever. Even though she literally said it.
We have the same thing here. We have like a Netanyahu or Bibi derangement syndrome. It's a lot that's happening here is like a copy.
The thing is, I would say with Bibi, especially after October 7th, he has some real questions to answer, like that massive failure.
Yeah, but they had it before. They had it.
They hated him before. I know Heretz has been after Bibi for years.
They were already
but after October the 6th,
No, not up to
the 6th.
What do you mean?
So Egypt were sending communications to Israel to say to them, something's up. There's loads of movement going on. You need to be aware of this. And basically, I believe it was a holiday at the time, wasn't it? It was an anniversary.
That's why it was that festival was on.
They sent a lot of people home, even after these warnings. It only can mean a couple of things. It only can mean that they're practicing or they're going in over the top. So there's a lot of things you should be able to answer for that.
But he's not the one who runs the army. That's the head of the army's responsibility. But anyway, the thing.
Well, he's in charge of that. So I mean, the buck will always stop with it.
Because he didn't appoint him. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that actually after the 7th of October, he got some relief from the protests that were happening before then. That's what I'm saying. The anti-Bibi thing is been going on here for years. They're basically same as Trump. As soon as he got in, they went crazy. I mean, the way they hate him. I mean, I go to meals with people, or they just it's.
Mr. Mossad, sorry, hold on. Let me just sorry for interrupting. The new UG Oliver has asked if you could possibly use your connections in the World Economic Forum or wherever the globalist cabal to point the lasers his direction because it is getting cold in his area. So could you point the space lasers at his place?
Come to Israel, it's like 30 degrees here.
Jewish space lasers.
Oh, the Jewish space lasers. Sorry, I thought they were just the globalist space lasers, but apparently they're
so anyway, I had this little thing to say when I came in and I forgot. But so we are supposed to be trying to influence America, right? And what's going on there. But you think all these people in America, like Candace Owens, they believe that we control them. So I'd expect them to try and talk to us and to try and influence us. But they don't want to talk to us, like Candace Owens will not talk to.
Well, no, he did. She did have a debate on Piers Morgan with Rabbi Shmuley.
That's a clown show. That's not Israeli for a start. He's not Israeli for a start, and he's like, he doesn't really, He's got
I have to admit, his take on comedy is a bit odd because at one point he dressed up in a dollar suit, I think it was, or a suit where he had dollars just attached to it, and he
in bloods or something.
Yeah, it was strange. It was really, there were little children, and they were kind of scared a little bit. I'm not joking. The kids.
Yeah, but it was his video that he released. So when you put that. Yeah, so when you put that out, you say to yourself, actually, let me just send that to my best pal, my best rabbi
let's get
friend.
a second opinion.
What do you think of that then? Are you understanding my comedic genius? And his mate will go, nah, I don't think so.
I came across
a good mate, and he released it.
I think it was an insult to basically it was fierce, indicating to Candace at what level she's at.
Oh, you think? Oh, so you're saying Piers Morgan was actually throwing shots at Candace Owens, telling her this is the kind of level of insanity that you're dealing with. This is what you're.
No. This
so
is the level
Mossad.
you deserve. You don't deserve to debate something serious.
That's what I mean.
Okay,
that's what I mean. Like, this is the level you're at. These are the people you should be debating.
Okay, so Mossad, are you saying Candace is thick? Like, so I think that's what you were insinuating earlier on.
I don't know what's wrong with her. I only know she talks a lot of crap. She has no clue about anything she says.
That's it, no clue.
From the day she appeared, totally, she's absolutely lost in nonsense. That's unbelievable.
No. I said you basically said she hasn't got a clue. You didn't say she was thick. that, if I remember rightly. So,
no, she hasn't got a clue. So
Yeah,
I don't know what goes
so,
into
but
her head.
like I said, on most subjects, I wouldn't call her like not having a clue, or thick maybe, but so you think that she's not being nasty? She's just being given the wrong information. Is that what you're saying?
I think she wants to have the wrong information. Yeah, I think she's nasty as well, but she's clueless too. I mean, she is not knowledgeable about the stuff she talks about. I never liked her from the first time she appeared. First time I saw her was like 6-7 years ago on Dave Rubin.
Yes, that was. Well, actually, that was the famous Dave Rubin versus. Yeah, that was the.
Followed her. I thought she was dumb.
Did you ever see the famous Candace Owens versus Blair White on Dave Rubin?
No.
Oh, dude, look that up. That's awesome.
I thought the Daily Wire made a very, very bad decision hiring her in the first place. I was surprised they hired her, and I actually thought less of them after they hired her, because I thought
the thing is, she is a
caliber.
Okay, let me give you my thing, because I literally followed.
I'm not a fan of the Daily Wire.
I followed the Candace Owens almost day one. She was called Red Pill Black back then. This was her first channel before she came out with her name and all that. She was called Red Pill Black, and you know that she was behind working in conjunction with others to set up a doxing website in order to dox trolls on the internet and to let everyone know this was this website that they were promoting or trying to get behind. Soon she fell off that one, and now at that time, this was in like 2016-17, roughly, when I actually wanted to start to like upload some material on YouTube on a regular basis. That she came out as conservative then, and I actually immediately called bullshit on her. I said, no, she's just grifting. She's seen there's gold in them Republican hills, and that's what she's doing. She's just mining the Republican outrage mob rather than the Democratic side, because right now it's more lucrative to be Republican. The tide was changing.
I wouldn't have said that in 2016 or whatever, 17, that it was more lucrative to be a Republican rather than a Democrat.
Dude, it was. The tide was changing. The number of the people who were Republican.
If she'd have gone Democrat, she could have been on The View every day. She could have been on MSNBC. Dude, she could have been on CNN. She could have been on them all. Every day as some sort of political
pundit. All those
pundit.
shows are dying. They're all tanking.
They're dying, but they're still paying good. Yeah, but look, if you'd have gone Democrat, just say she goes Democrat, right? Granted, it should have been an old traditional media, which would have been, the MSNBC, CNN, ABC. But my point is, you'd have been in good money. If she was on the grift, she'd have been. Look, what she had to do, she had to go to the Republic, through the right wing side, which is basically the internet.
No, but the thing is,
I would have thought it would have been an easier start in life.
The thing is, you got to realize is, number one, at that time, I think she did try for the Democrats. There was just because the Democratic side, you got to realize there's twice the amount of competition for a black person on the Democratic side than there is on the Republican side. So she's competing. Exactly. She's nothing special on a Democratic side, sitting there calling white people racist, whilst on the Republican side. Exactly, a black person on the Republican side calling BLM grifters and bad people, and calling these guys and all the people on The View. That was unheard of. She brought in the shock factor of and started quoting. And basically what she did was she basically took everything Thomas Sowell had ever written and done and rehashed it through her mouth. She has a. You see, the reason Candace Owens, and this has been my take from day one, because I've never been a fan of her. The reason Candace Owens has gone off the deep end is because she's ran out of written material from Thomas Sowell. She essentially has now churned out so much of Thomas Sowell. This is exactly like what's it called? The Ring. Game of Thrones.
She chose
Game
a
of
good
Thrones.
One. He wrote 80 books.
Yeah. Let me get this. Game of Thrones was excellent, and as long as they had the books work off until like season 5 or 6, and then 4 or 5, and then when they run out of the book material, they had to come up with their own shit, and they went crashing downhill. And that's Candace Owens. Candace Owens was fantastic until she ran out of Thomas Sowell stuff. Then she had to come up with her own shit.
Thomas Sowell was fantastic.
Yes, but what I mean is she was fantastic because she was rehashing Thomas Sowell stuff.
There was another girl who did the same thing. She would do you remember Atheism is Unstoppable? Do you remember Devon?
Atheism is Devon Tracy. Yeah.
Yeah, he caught her. Basically,
yes.
She would listen to Sam Harris. This other girl, I forget her name.
Oh, yeah, that was Thingy.
And she would...
This white girl. It was this white girl,
Yeah, and then she would make a video. You know, guys, I was thinking.
Yes,
no, you weren't
quoting Sam Harris's shit. It was, but this is what I mean. The thing is, at least Candace Owens had the way about, or people around her, to not verbatim quote Thomas Sowell. She would, add a few things in order, but the basic knowledge, the basic thought behind it was all from Thomas Sowell. It wasn't from her. She has never had an original thought. I promise you that. But now she's having original thoughts, and you can see how fucked up it is.
No, she's not having original. She's just regurgitating old stuff.
But she's you know what I mean? She's gone down a different lane because Thomas Sowell material is finished. She no longer has Thomas Sowell material to fall back on. So she's now going on another grift.
I think this
anti-Israel, the anti-Israel, anti-Jew market.
The Jew obsession in America is at all-time high. So
maybe that's I don't know if that's it's got longevity in it, because that Jew hatred thing has always been up and down. It's a very sort of what's it called, the graph on it. It keeps it's got a lot of dips and flows, so it goes up and down all the time. It's like buying Bitcoin,
it's so funny to see people who won't vote Trump because he's a Zionist. Like what?
But then so is Kamala Harris. So is every politician pretty much in America. They're all supporters of Israel. So if you're voting, if you don't want to vote for someone in politics because they support Israel, then you're not voting for anyone. Because nobody in America doesn't support.
I mean, it shows you how obsessed they are. Rather than think about themselves, think about these Jews. I mean, I don't think about like my prime minister policy with Mexico. Like, who cares?
I don't know. I mean, it is an unusual. I mean, I always said that the reason maybe the British or the Americans care about Israel is because of the amount of funding that they give to Israel, and the fact that they essentially created Israel. Maybe they have some form of sense of loyalty or something to Israel.
America gave Iraq like 6 times more than Israel in the last 20 years or something, and it gives Egypt.
But Iraq is a shithole, so nobody cares.
They give Egypt lots of money.
Pakistan, you know how much foreign aid Pakistan gets, and the funny thing is, this is when I talk to some Pakistanis.
I mean, and they did some Pakistani cause the riots in the UK by giving false information?
Well, yeah, I mean, they say it was a Pakistani website called 3 Media or something.
I don't know
3 Media, 3 News, something 3 News.
Listen, the fact they said it's Pakistani, it sounds real because they wouldn't want to.
Well, no, it was. There's the guy who actually runs that Twitter and that media corporation is now in trouble. He's actually in court or whatever in Pakistan. So no, he definitely is. It was a Pakistani thing, or at least that was one of the. Yeah, they pretty much have rooted it to that. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, when it comes to Pakistan and Israel. Pakistan and Israel actually have a very similar history. They were both created by the British. They were both kind of came into existence in the 1940s. And they both have contentious neighbors and contentious land with Kashmir. But
that's right. But
Pakistan doesn't get half the shit that Israel gets.
No. And Pakistanis hate Americans, and Israel loves America. I mean, Israelis love America. It's like 90%, rating here. We like America more than Americans. But it's true. We like America more than Americans.
But this is the thing. I tell the Pakistanis in London, when I go to these pro-Palestinian protests, you guys were created in exactly the same way as Israel. You are actually India. You should give your land back to India. And they're like, what? They look like as if I'm talking about the moon is made out of cheese, the look I get from them. It's like, dude, your country is almost identical to the creation of Israel. You both came out of Second World War. You both came out of the British, and yet you guys don't seem to have any qualms about taking that land and not giving it back to the rightful owners, which are the Indians. You don't seem to have any. You don't have any sleepless nights over that. Actually, yeah, there you go. Dean says same year.
The thing is, it's not a debate. It's a war. It's a struggle between civilizations. It's not a debate. Therefore, debating you is a tactic of war. It's not aimed at finding the truth.
Yeah, modern style debating, it's hollow and vacuous anyway. It's always been. And this is why I despise Speaker's Corner.
The point is to demoralize you. It's not to debate you.
Yeah.
The point is
it's a contest. It's winning and losing. It's point scoring. It's
not point scoring. They're trying to demoralize you. They don't care about the stuff you say.
But don't they want to win? They want to win the argument. They want to win the debate.
No, not really. They don't care. They just want power. The point of this is not to win an argument. Is to actually win. Right? When we are talking to Hamas, we're not debating them. When you see, some guy on Piers Morgan, it looks like a debate. This is not a debate. The point of the debate is to win a war, and they do whatever it takes. It's not, you will lie, you will do whatever it takes to win.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's not a debate. It's not like we're trying to understand whether liberalism is a positive or negative thing, and we really want to understand, and we're debating, to hear all points of view. It's not about that. It's about winning.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what I mean. This is what I'm saying about. But the thing is it about winning that conversation, that debate, or is it about winning and is it coming across as if you won in order to propel you to win the war? Like
it's not about it's not about winning the conversation. It's about demoralizing you and making you weaker. So it's one of the tactics. When they argue with you, the point is to sow division in you. And to make you doubt yourself. They're not trying to win an argument. There's no argument here. They want to be dominant.
Is this what are we talking about? Are we talking about all debates, or is this a specific Israel-Palestine?
Well, it's all part of the same thing. I mean, you had this guy earlier, this Muslim ghost. He's Muslim, right?
Yeah.
The way he talks is like, dude, they gave you refuge in their country. They treated you nicely. Be quiet. Say thanks. Stop agitating.
The funny thing is, Mr. Mossad, I say these things to on a different show to these same characters. Sometimes Ghost. I mean, I think Ghost is usually listening. I very rarely talk to him. Actually, I'm surprised he actually jumped on this panel because he normally hates my guts and normally don't really interact.
His microphone is terrible. I couldn't understand.
Yeah, it was breaking up.
This clip. The thing was breaking up anyway. There was no way.
I know. This is why I couldn't get the word, white is right from Babs's sort of recording because it kept breaking up over that segment. It's like horrific.
What is he bringing to the conversation except complaining?
Yeah, I mean it's a trolling tactic. It's just he mostly just wanted to get under Babs's skin. It wasn't really like he wasn't there to debate.
The game is to win.
Yeah, it was a trolling tactic. Yeah, and demoralized, like you said. But the funny thing is, I go on a panel. I think you might have occasionally come across it, the G Block Valley Visions panel, and I actually tell these guys the same thing you just said. The people of this country of Britain have given you refuge, given you sanctuary. and you're constantly just tearing them down. You're constantly shitting all over them. They're racist, they're bigots, I'm like,
they're doing another, they're doing another thing. They're subverting you against Israel and against the Jews. Now, the Jews in the UK, there's only 200,000 of them. In their synagogues, they have a special prayer for the Queen or the King, whoever is in charge, the government and its citizens, and they do it every week. The churches don't do it, but synagogues do.
Mosques certainly don't do it.
They
in fact actively call for the death of the Kafirs and their filthy law.
No, you could say it's a bit of politics as well. Like they're trying to show, but still, it's a nice thing. They still have to sing the prayer every week.
Every pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli, because there's usually two halves. There's pro-Israelis, there's pro-Palestinians. I was at one of those a couple of weeks back. Every time I go to the Israeli side, they've got the British Union flag, they've got the Israeli flag, they've got, sometimes there's some Iranian flags, a few other types of flags, but they always either sing, after they sing the Jewish national anthem, or Israeli, national anthem, they sing the British national anthem. Always. Yeah. And they're far, far more, at least in their imagery and their iconography, patriotic to Britain. Whilst the Palestinian side, I literally see flags from almost every place in the Middle East and North Africa, but Britain. But
you also
Britain.
see ISIS flags.
Well, I mean, those are the police are kind of clamping down on those, so these guys are being very careful now about it. And also, but at the beginning, there used to be Hamas flags. There used to be Hamas headbands. The green headbands. They used to have.
They've got the triangle now. Have you seen that?
I don't know. I haven't seen that one. Is there something different now?
So it's actually sort of interesting. Silver is doing something about this, which is interesting. Anyway, Hamas release videos whenever they have a kill, whenever they hit Israelis, they release a video and they use this red triangle, which they took from some video game. I don't know which one. I'm not a video game
expert.
Right. But apparently it's a famous one. It's a big one. And this every time they do a hit, and now they have these signs they walk around with, the protesters, so-called protesters, with this red triangle.
Well, I mean,
it's like it's like an X mark, mark on you.
Yeah. But the thing is, this is how they have to now, because the police will actively say, if you show, because Hamas in Britain anyway, are a prescribed organization, they're a prescribed terrorist organization. If you show any display of support for them, you'll be arrested for supporting a terrorist organization. You just can't show any support for Hamas. So for that reason, they are going to come out with, different sort of symbols and logos in order to still kind of underhandedly show their support. The funny thing is, you don't even have to worry about them actively showing support for Hamas. There's a guy, Niak Orbani, he's an Iranian lad, fairly recently come to this country. He barely speaks English.
I saw a clip. Is that the guy who keeps getting arrested?
Yes. He keeps holding up a sign saying Hamas are terrorists. I mean, his English is terrible, so he wrote Hamas is terrorists. Yeah, because his grammar is terrible, the poor lad. But now, the funny thing is, now that he knows better, he still can't change it because that's the original sign now. Yeah. That's become like a thing. So he holds up these signs saying Hamas is terrorists, and the Palestinian protesters lose their shit. And that's all you need to see. The fact that he's just showing them is the fact that, of course, you're tacit Hamas supporters, because otherwise you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care if he held up a sign saying Boko Haram are terrorists. Would they give a shit? Probably not.
The problem is that this is not the England that's supposed to be, right? Because I mean, there will always be in every country this far leftist, crazies that hate everything and protest, right? But they are enforced by very, very radical people that will, just like they did in the revolution in Iran, get rid of them once they have the power.
Oh yeah. They'll be the first to be executed once again. The funny thing is, at every pro-Palestinian march, there is a socialist tent, a little teepee thing that these canopies that they put up with their merchandise. And this is the amazing thing. It's like the socialist parties, the Communist Socialist Party, like little canopy with with tables of merchandising, and they're selling those merchandise, and they're not free. It's like, look at this capitalism, night and hard at work inside the communist tent.
Well, I mean, you know, I don't know if it's you really said it, but you know, Narcos. Was it Narcos with Pablo Escobar?
Oh yeah.
Pablo Escobar. So there's a good quote from there. He says, his cousin is the money man, right? He walks around with this pocket book and pen or whatever, and he's doing all the sums for Pablo, because Pablo just likes life and doesn't care about doing the digits. So he does all that for him. And one day he comes to him and he says, there's a big problem, Pablo. And he's got this very sad face, because when Pablo is angry, it's not good. And Pablo says, what's the problem? He says, there was a revolution in Nicaragua. He says, so? He says, well, they've been doing all our shipments to America. He says, so? And he says, no, you don't understand. The revolutionaries, they're socialists. They hate capitalism. They hate money. He says to him, listen, no one loves money more than socialists. Everything will be fine.
Yes.
And the next shot is the Guatemalan. It might be confusing. Is maybe Nicaragua. Yeah, Nicaragua it was. The next shot is the Nicaraguan army loading the cocaine onto his planes. So they literally recruited the army. That's how corrupt socialists are. And that's how much they love money.
It's you see it at these so-called, you know, pro-Palestinians and wherever there's a leftist protest. If it's an anti-Tommy protest, counter-protest, they're out there. If it's a pro-Palestinian protest, they're out there. These communist guys with their little merchandising are always at one of these events. And I didn't see a single one of them give a single, not even a postcard, not even a business card for free. They don't even give business cards to their whatever for free. Nothing. Everything they're selling. And to be honest with you, I personally regret this summer that I didn't go out and buy like couple of thousand, maybe 5,000-10,000 of these cafes, because the cafe business this year was booming. And I think you guys know what I mean by the keffiyeh, right? The little Palestinian scarf thing, which isn't, it's not a Palestinian scarf anyway. The SAS wears it. Military forces have been wearing those, have had a keffiyeh around their neck for decades, because it's just a really useful piece of cloth. But anyway, that.
I really get annoyed with those on this anti. I'm a big fan of British stuff, and I really get annoyed when people have a go at the British for no reason. At least if they had some points. I mean, if you're gonna make some point, there's a few things you can criticize, but they come to Britain because it's a good place, because people are nice, because it's
Every time I talk to these like anti-British kind of people, or people with anti-British sentiments, oh, you're racist, you did. Not a single one of them is willing to leave, though. Not a single fucking one is like, fuck you. Leave. That's right. I'm leaving. I'm leaving tomorrow. The funny thing is the people that are actually leaving are the ones who are pro-Britain. People like Tommy Robinson can't live in Britain anymore because he gets harassed and assassinated. There's a guy, there's a preacher called Calvin.
Half the comments about the Tommy Robinson he's been paid by the Zionists.
Well, there's a massive thing about that.
Like as if he's effective, It's like
exactly. You would think they would actually pick a more effective sort of more undercover kind of person. You would think that actually.
So the Middle East Forum did pay for the stage, I believe, at the Day for Freedom in 2017, which turned out to be quite a substantial amount of cash.
The Middle East Forum funded the Day for Freedom.
The stage.
Well, who is the Middle East Forum actually?
They're like a Jewish think tank, I think.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I know that there were crowdfunding for it, but I didn't know if they had backers. But then again,
I was told reliably. How reliable I don't know, but that's what I was told. So the stage, the speakers, all that shit, was paid for.
The Middle East Forum. The Middle East Forum is a American conservative 501 think tank founded in 1990 by Daniel Pipes, who serves.
Yeah, he's Jewish.
Okay,
He's
who
Jewish,
serves as a.
therefore it's bad.
Oh, I see. As he serves as its president. MEF became an independent non-profit organization in 1994. It publishes a journal, the Middle East.
Well, he was didn't he
quarterly.
work for this crazy person Ezra
Levant?
Well, he's kind of crazy. Yeah, he did work for him as well, and he's Jewish. But what they don't understand is a lot of Jews especially ones on the right, actually like the West, and they don't want it to change. They don't want any immigrants. Or if they do, it would be very small scale. So they would naturally support Tommy Robinson. It's like their guy,
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know, because the thing is, you got people like George Soros and stuff, which I think.
Well, they're on the other side.
Yeah, but the thing is, they point to him and go, "Oh, look, the Jews are behind this." I'm like, dude, he's literally on your side.
But George Soros is kind of anti-Zionist, really. I mean,
yeah, but what I mean is, he's the one who's schools and universities or foundations fund all the woke agenda stuff, all the pro-migrant stuff, and yet,
yeah, he does it. He does it here too.
He's on the left.
Like he does it. Yeah, he does it. He does it to us too.
Yeah, but the main thing about
we're not happy about him.
Actually, Base, did you come to the 27th of July one? You didn't come to that, did you?
I don't know. I think I did. Yeah, I did.
You did.
Because anyway, back to Trump, right?
Yeah, back to Trump.
I think. I mean, I support Trump. I don't think he's as good as he was. I think he's kind of lost it a bit. He's a bit. I don't know. He seems a bit tired to me.
I think this campaign season has taken it a lot because he's been pretty much campaigning since 2020. Because he didn't accept the results, and so he got back on the campaign trail.
That was
long.
Stupid of him. That was stupid of him.
But not to accept it.
Yeah, just bad.
Yeah, I think he gave the left, a very big stick with January 6th to beat him with, and they've been beating him with him since. He didn't. That was a kind of an own goal that he didn't need to have.
And
but
that's a very bad mark on his personality. But then this Kamala thing, I mean, that's like.
But the funny thing is,
to me she just looks like a what do you call him? This bird with the big tail just walking around,
peacock.
Peacock, yeah, that's what she feels like to me, and it's like just there's nothing there. There's like a brain that weighs less than a gram, but there's a lot of color and stuff going on.
There's a lot of flashy things, but it's only one a small tiny brain attached to it.
Yeah, the brain is the size of a pea or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Kamala will win because I think she's just unpopular. Now, if they come out with all the bags of tricks and they've learned from 2016.
Why is she leading the polls? Why is she still
ahead? The thing is, this is the weird thing with polls. You can find polls and I can make a ham sandwich look like they're winning the election. There's so many different polls. Like
this. Do you know 538?
538.
538 is like the big polling.
Oh, okay. I thought Pew was the biggest polling company.
Pew is like research.
Oh, okay.
They do more like attitudes and stuff.
But election polling is 538.
The election polling, people take 538 very seriously because it's open source. You can go on the GitHub and download everything, basically the data sets they use.
Yeah, okay.
They publish everything.
And they've got Kamala ahead.
And well, 2016, 2016 they got it wrong. They thought Hillary was going to win. So it was a big problem for them. They were like ridiculed, and it's a company. They need to make money.
Yeah, and the reputation is everything.
right? Yes. So they've made a lot of adjustments to their algorithm, and you can, if you're a programmer, you can actually go on the GitHub and see what, and even contribute. It's open source. You can contribute your own code.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was it again? 136.
538.
Oh, 538.
I don't know what it stands for. I never looked deeply into it. It's, of course, some Jewish mathematician started that.
Oh, well, it must be Zionist control then.
It is. It's completely Zionist control. Yes. But you see, the thing is, there's a certain, most people here like Trump, right? So I don't know if they've done a survey. Last time in 2020, it was like 75% Trump, 15 Biden, 10% don't know, don't care. But this time I'm not sure.
Yeah, because you were adamant that you think that Kamala will actually win because of something. Oh, somebody cracking something.
Yeah, we have mosquitoes here.
Oh,
so
you're smashing those mosquitoes. But yeah, you said that, as in the text as well, that you don't really think Trump actually is going to win. Ultimately,
yes,
he's going to
lose. I just can't see it happening. Will they allow it? What's going on? I don't know.
I just don't think Kamala Harris is popular enough. She is deeply, deeply unpopular with the people, and she's never won any of these types of elections. She's lost everything. The primaries. She was selected as the vice president by Biden because Biden literally said, "I'm going to have a woman as my VP and preferably a black one or black and Indian one because he's going to get so much more credit in the woke rankings." So he selected her. Then in this situation just now where she's now running for president was because Biden dropped out and essentially they inaugurated her. They didn't really, nobody ran against her.
No.
So she's never really won anything.
Because they didn't want her to be faced with too much, too many questions. And they're keeping it all under control as much as possible. And there's enough stupid people that you can sell it to. And most people don't check stuff. Like I'm surrounded by people like that. Like I talk to my mom's friends and my brother's friends and stuff. A few people are clued up. A lot of people are like with some weird conspiracy nut that they love on YouTube as well. And a lot of people are just normies and they just whatever they tell them on the news, that's what they know, and they don't know anything else.
Crazy.
So today, for example, I sat with people who are convinced, and these are serious people, like with really high wages, doing some serious stuff, like in technology. So they're not stupid. But one guy was saying that Trump obviously had both attempts on him. They were planned.
Yeah.
And I said to him, "You've been to the IDF, right? You've seen what happens when you shoot, right? I mean, why would Trump put himself in that position? Are you saying there was no bullet? What he's saying? Like, I mean, he was so close. He would never do something like this to yourself. I mean, it's like one of those, like, in cartoons when, you put an apple on your head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
mean, why would he do that?
And the funny thing is that after that, he still continues to be in these open spaces, knowing that, there are people out there. And then this second attempt, I'll be honest, I think the second attempt is going to create a very cautious it's going to create a chilling effect for Trump's campaign, and he's going to go super cautious.
I don't know. It's like here we are under attack. It's not reported, but we get rockets every day. Like every day we have rockets flying here, and they hit. I mean, where I am, I'm kind of okay, but slightly more north, and it's dangerous. And we get all the time. So you live in this, you think people will be afraid, but you develop, maybe it's something in us, like you develop this war
survival tactic.
We say, fuck it, fuck them. I'm not scared.
The funny thing is,
you just walk in the street, like, with even more kind of like, this street is mine than before. Well, before you might be worried about someone mugging you, now you're not. Because it's war. It's like, you feel more I think it raises the testosterone, right? It must do.
It probably does, and also just generally you become a lot more high. What's it called? You get the adrenaline rush. You're hyped up because it's like danger around every corner. But the thing is, this is what I find really weird, is that Hamas are getting their asses handed to them quite badly in Gaza. Gaza's been destroyed in so many different ways. They're complaining about women and children. They're complaining about civilian deaths, food and lack of food and water, blah, blah, blah. And yet the cheeky bastards still keep rocketing Israel. It's like, what are you doing?
Listen, the food, Hamas, and they got fuel, they got food. What they've done is they reckon they got $500 million worth of goods they're holding.
Oh my God.
Just Hamas themselves. And we have a plan here, which the world would hate and would try to stop. But the plan is to cut off the electricity and fuel and not let any trucks through.
Wow.
Until they surrender, because once the fuel runs out, they would have to come out of the tunnels.
Yeah. But the problem is, by the time they come out the tunnels, if you're cutting off the food and water and all that, the civilians are also going to get viciously suffer from that as well. So,
well, maybe they'll attack Hamas. Maybe people will start flooding into the tunnels.
Yeah, this is my thought is like, how is it that the Palestinians themselves going through all this suffering? This is their opportunity if they're going to turn against Hamas. Now is the time.
So there are clans there, right? And there's a few clans that are kind of more sane, and they try to kind of help them out a bit, and Hamas murdered them all, basically. So they're all gone.
Shit.
Like, there's a few clans that have like some kind of legitimacy from people that kind of trust them.
But the Hamas has essentially drove them out because they want to monopolize
most of them, but I don't know. This can't go on, basically, and we don't care what the world thinks. If the world wants to starve us or whatever, it's impossible to carry on like this. We've got 100 people in captivity, and the world is having a go at us. It's insane. So we just say fuck them all, and we obviously the world has gone insane. They don't know left or right or wrong.
Indeed. Whoa. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. I accidentally clicked and kicked myself off my own panel. Sorry, guys. I accidentally hit the wrong button and kicked myself off the panel.
Yeah, you kicked yourself.
I apologize. My mouse finger just slipped. Gentlemen, I have to finish this because I have to sleep. That's the reason why I accidentally hit the thing, because my brain is just shutting down. Yeah. Thank you so much again, as always, Mr. Mustad.
Who are you supporting, though? Tell us before you go.
Who, me?
Who do you?
It's tough. It's a tough one. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm still on the fence.
Really?
You can't. Can you see my video? I thought you were asking this in a sarcastic manner.
No, because I started watching. Right?
Are you not watching the video that right now is playing?
What's playing?
My video. Me on video on StreamYard.
Yeah, I see the Trump assassination behind you.
Yeah, and I'm wearing a hat, "Make America Great Again."
You are, yes.
With a Trump T-shirt.
Yes. I didn't pay attention.
I'm not sure what else I can do.
I'm looking at the chat, so I'm not looking.
Oh, I see.
You, right?
I see.
I'm on laptop. I'm not in my office. I'm like.
Oh, I see.
There's our friend.
There's Omar. Omar.
Hello.
Yeah, fun with the
What's happening, guys?
American. I'm good, Omar. Omar, mate. I was literally about to close this whole thing down. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
But don't worry. Just
next time.
Yeah, next time. Actually, let's get 2 minutes. Let's give a couple of minutes to Omar and his opinions on the second attempt at Trump's life. What do you think, Omar?
Well, I kind of like knew it was coming because I mean, like the rhetoric of the left is like like putting him out to be like the next H man or whatever. Like so they've been using that word constantly, and like it's kind of like seeded in people's minds, so they never stop saying it, and this is what you expect with small minded people. Bad direction.
Interesting. So do you think there'll be more before November?
I think it's just going to be, there's going to be white males doing this all over the place with AK-47s just so they could do a gun grab and basically make white guys look like they were like the enemy of the world. So
interesting.
Thanks for having me, man.
No worries, my man. No worries. I'm sorry. I say it was just like I'm literally passing out. I kicked myself off the panel because of my.
I hear you.
I was falling asleep. So yeah, gentlemen, thank you so much again. As always, it's been a pleasure. I will transfer it to Mia or moi, and yeah, have yourselves a wonderful evening, everyone. Guys and girls, that's it. That's our show for tonight. We are gonna end this. I'm not really sure how. Oh. As always, end it like this.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
That is best in life. Peace. Okay, now I gotta end this thing. Christ.